Hi, this is Brenda with WorkShopScraps by Brenda, and I'm here to show you a video on how I cover my York Peppermint patties. Last year, I know for a long time, the York Peppermint patty came wrapped in foil in a round little neat little package, and I saw decorations for the holidays. We can put a scallop circle on each side, bag them up, blah, blah, blah. However, York Peppermint patty changed their packaging from the round foil wrapped candy to this, which poses some challenges for the way I wanted to wrap my York Peppermint patties this year. So I have two ways, because I didn't really want to change my mind, but I have two ways. One way I saw on YouTube on a channel by Miss Cooper Scoop, MS Cooper Scoop, all one word, and in her video she says she got the idea from a crafty Irina. However, it looks like this. It's like a little matchbook cover for your York Peppermint patty. Very neat. What I wanted to do with mine is still use the, this is pink, it looks like red, but I wanted to still use the scallop circle, real cute with this foil wrap. But when I tried to wrap the square ones, the foil was not in a circle. And when I tried putting tape on it to keep it, it just didn't look really good. So then I had this brilliant idea. So I have two ways, and I'll tell you why I use each way. And I'll show you what I do. This one is the one that I still wrap round, and what I do is I just overwrap it. I looked on YouTube, and there were people talking about rewrapping it, and you know, the safety of those, because you know, people don't want rewrapped candy. They don't know what the candy has been through. So it just depends. If you're giving it to family and friends and people you know, I'm sure they don't have a problem. But if you're selling them like at a craft fair or a bazaar, you want them to be in the original packaging. So what I do is I overwrap them, and what that means is I take regular foil. The cheaper, the better, so it's thin and moldable. However, what I do to the York candy is I freeze it, because you have to actually mold this foil around the candy, and if it's room temperature, your heat from your hands is going to melt the candy, and it's going to be not shaped good. So I freeze these, and I just put the whole bag in the freezer and take them out. I take the candy, and you just, I start in the corners, because I want the shiny side out, but I start in the corners and try to evenly put the two together. Oh, this might be a little too big. Let's cut it. When I measured, I had 3 by 3 inch square foil, and that was too little. So I just kind of eyeballed it, which is probably like 4 by 4, and that's too big. I need just right, like Goldilocks. Okay, so what I want is the foil to kind of meet in the middle, and it's still too big, but I'm going to show you what I do. I put the edges in the middle, like this. Then I go in the corners, and I try to neatly wrap it around. Just neatly wrap it around, pushing it, making sure it's flat on this end. And because it's frozen, the candy doesn't smush. And then I smash it down, roll it on my table a little bit to try to keep it round on the edges so it's pretty from the side. Oops. And I've already made 2. I'm going to put these in little cellophane packages of sets of 3. I already made 2, so I get it like you want it. Get the edges neat. And you still have to work kind of fast because it still can melt, but these have been in the freezer for days. That's just where I keep them. Okay, so that's how it looks. Then I cut 4 scallop circles, because my paper is not double-sided, and I want you to be able to see the paper however you turn the York Peppermint patty. So if you turn it sideways like this, I don't want you to see white. So I cut 4. And for me, I use my glue gun. I just line up the 2 scallops so they match. Then I pull it apart a little bit here. Put a little bit of hot glue. Mash it. And put a little bit of hot glue. Not a lot, just enough to keep the edges together. And then what I've gone ahead and done, well, I thought I did, so I went ahead and put my glue dots on here because I'm having the hardest time getting them to release from the paper. And I wanted to make this tutorial as painless as possible for both of us. However, I do need to use like 3. You can use sticky strip, you can use a dab of hot glue, or I do need to use 3 because I want to make sure it sticks to the candy but able to come off. And this one, skull foil. Whoops, where's my second one? Oops, I glued 3 together. Oop, not good. I have a solution for that. Hold on. I knew it was too good to be true. I could just punch another circle, but I think I'm going to try to melt this one off. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, I think it's this side. Melt this side off. The good thing about hot glue is that when it gets hot, it releases. So if I can get that hot enough, it might not be worth it. It's not worth it. I'm going to put that back on. And we're going to punch another circle. How about that? We're going to put that one on. Luckily, I still have more gold somewhere. Somewhere, somehow. There it is. And my scallop punch. Line it up. Put a hot glue. So when you do this, you just make sure you have your items laid out so that you don't glue 3 circles together versus 2. That's it. So that looks really neat. Those 3 will go in the bag with some sort of topper. And then on this one, this is the one I got from Miss Cooper Scoop, who says she got the idea from Crafty Irina on YouTube. Is you need a piece of paper cut 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. So I've already cut this paper 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then you want to score it at 1 inch, 3 inch, and 3 1/2 inch. It's real easy. I go ahead and round my corners with, you can use any corner rounder, but I use the 1/4 inch corner rounder by We Are Memory Makers, or Memory Keepers. Memory Makers. I love them. I just do the top. And kind of bend my score lines a little bit because I'm going to ink the score lines as well as the paper. Quick and easy. This is simpler to do, but because I had my mind set on those scallop circles, because I saw it on the internet last year and I didn't really give away any York Peppermint patty candy, I had to do it this year. So I've been reading how people have written the company, and this is the new direction that York Peppermint patty's going in, and it's safer for the consumer, blah blah blah. Basically, it sounds like they're not going back to the old way of doing their candy in the foil wrapper where you can take it apart and not be sure that it hadn't been tampered with. To me, they could put the foil wrap inside maybe a clear packaging, but that would cost us more, I'm sure. So you take it, you fold it on the score lines. I use a piece of double stick tape. You can use sticky strips, snail, glue dots, but you see the problem I'm having with my glue dot. I'm not going down that road again. And just stick it. This one's frozen too. It doesn't have to be because it's so much simpler to do. You fold it over, and then I punch it. I kind of look on the edge and punch it. I want to miss the candy, and then I just take element. Right now I'm doing snowflakes, or I could put Christmas tree. Have this little punch. I think I might do the Christmas tree. It's kind of cute. See? See if it'll focus. It's kind of cute. You might not be able to tell, but it's cute. See? And I don't know which one I like best. I don't know if I like the snowflake best, but what I did with the other elements in my gift package is I have this little Christmas tree. so I could be consistent if I had them all. But I don't want to make 3 more for that particular gift box, so I'm going to put snowflakes. A little hot glue. Put the snowflake on to kind of cover the staple. And you're done. Easy peasy cover girl. Now, because these will probably get thrown away, I won't be putting any additional embellishments on them. Sometimes I put a little bling right here in the center of the snowflake, just to make it look a little bit more fancier. And it depends on, you know, how I'm presenting and what kind of event it is and what kind of gift basket it is. But if I were to use bling, I try to find a smaller one. Like this one's kind of big, but a small one. Put a dab of glue, just a dab. Take the glue dot, stick it on. And that makes it looks a little bit more glitzy, I think. I think I'm going to do all 3 of them, so I'll show you what the finished product looks like, okay?